example that would probably behoove you to do it. Is this everybody now? We're ready to go?
Missing one, but he's on his way.
Huh?
One's missing, he's on his way.
Oh, should we wait or should we go?
Go.
Go ahead.
He didn't answer.
Let me get rid of my gum, please. That's why I kept that little price tag.
Unlike him, water.
All right, this is called the warrior bread. This will, if ever you feel like you're a little out of sync for some reason, whether that's physically or emotionally or whatever, this one's a good one to do. Never do it any longer than about 3 or 4 minutes. And never, ever do it when you're driving. Okay? I said that. I feel like I need to have forms that you can sign off on. Just don't do it, even when you're practice. All right, so it's just 4 breaths we're going to repeat. It's going to be inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. But you're doing stuff with your tummy while you're doing that. So the first 2 breaths are an inhale and an exhale. But when you take that first inhale, you're actually going to pull your tummy in. And so you've got 2 opposite energies happening, because if you didn't do that, your tummy would expand a bit because your diaphragm is pushing down and all your guts are moving out. That's all your organs are moving, so your tummy would just kind of move out that way. But, so you're clenching your belly and taking an inhale, and then you're exhaling and pushing your belly up toward the ceiling, like you're suddenly full of food. So let's just do those 2. Has anyone eaten in the last 15, 20 minutes? All right, you want to do it mildly. You don't want to try to qualify for the other 15 minutes. All right? So inhale, pull the tummy in. And everybody starts sort of mildly. It's almost like, have you ever worked with clay and it's kind of hard at first, and the more you sort of play with it, it becomes more malleable. Treat your middles like this. Just start very lightly, but then by the end, hopefully you'll have more flexibility. So it's inhale, tight tummy. Exhale, push the tummy toward the ceiling. Now, I'll be totally honest with you. If you're doing this really well, chances, and you're doing it right, chances are you might fart. Okay? Now, what I normally do in my class is that if someone farts, they get a quarter. And I've had people be able to do their laundry for weeks off of this exercise. But it's just to take that stigma out of it. Because if you sit there and you know you got a fart and you don't, you are worse off after the exercise than you were in the beginning. And you're pissed off, and you're just not in a good mood. So we love you if you feel the need. If you feel like you need to move away and do it, fine. Just don't hold it in. All right, so we got the inhale and the exhale. Okay, the second inhale and exhale, you're going to take another inhale, and you're going to push your tummy even more toward the ceiling. And then exhale, and you'll pull it back into that beginning position. So the 4 breaths are: inhale, tight tummy. Exhale, push the tummy toward the ceiling. Inhale, let it go even more toward the ceiling. Exhale, pull it back into that beginning position. Yeah? Sort of like the runway model is trying to. I'm not sure if there's a pooch there because she ate a hot dog for lunch. Start very mildly. I'll repeat it a few times so that you get the sequence. Inhale, pull the tummy in. Exhale, push the tummy toward the ceiling. Inhale, push the tummy even more toward the ceiling. Exhale, pull it back in. And you're not doing it along with me. I'm just saying it so that you know what the sequence is. Do it as you do it in your own little sliver of the universe. Start mildly, but just leave that midsection like it's clay, becoming more and more pliable and malleable. Inhale, pull the tummy in. Exhale, push the tummy toward the ceiling. Inhale, push it even more. Exhale, pull it back in, and you're ready to begin all over again. If anyone gets lost and you need the sequence, if you need me to say it again, just raise your hand and I'll repeat it. And I'm going to shut up now for the next 1.5 to 2 minutes and let you really get into that. Concentrate in that belly area. See if you can kind kind of leave your chest out of it. Put one hand on your chest just to make sure you aren't heaving it in response to pulling the tummy in, because that'll happen sometimes. So. Get that midsection activated. And what this is, just technically speaking, it's called reverse breathing. And the effect of it will find you after you're done with the exercise, meaning for the rest of the evening. It'll start to visit you if you don't mess with it too much. This is a good one to do just before you're going to go to sleep. It's a good one to do when you first wake up in the morning. It just kind of sinks you with your breathing. Because the minute you stop doing it, your nervous system and your brain goes, what the hell were you doing? This is how you breathe. And then it just kicks in, and suddenly you're really breathing in a way that you were intended to breathe. So you're being a bit of a rebel here with this. Get those bellies activated. I know your lungs aren't in your belly, but that's kind of our reference point for making sure we're doing it right. Just about another minute, we'll be done. It's the bellies we want activated. The chest can move. Don't beat yourself up if your chest is moving, but just make sure that it's not heaving to the point of hiding your toes from you because it's so. And can we switch to, if you aren't doing it already, breathing in through the nose, but out through the mouth? Yeah? In through the nose, out through the mouth. This helps to balance blood gases. It's a wonderful thing to do if you're feeling stressed about anything. In through the nose, out through the mouth is good. And you can do it anywhere. Somebody's really not paying attention to you unless they're oddly sort of aware of you. Almost there, almost there. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Balancing those blood gases. And irritating your nervous system for the right reasons. Really get those bellies activated. And when I say belly, I do mean down where your navel is, where your intestines are. I'm sorry, the actual stomach is higher than your navel. But more seconds and we'll be done. So I've got a few good ones in. No self-flagellation allowed. Almost there, almost there. Good. Now let's just have a nice yawn and a stretch, and stretch through both your fingers and your toes. Make sure you aren't holding your breath like a cat. You can turn like the top of your body one way and the bottom another way, but just make sure you're filling your body with air, and you're having a nice cat stretch, toes and fingers. Make sure you're filling, either inhaling or exhaling, never holding the breath while you're stretching. Nice yawn and stretch. I'll try to help you yawn if you need it. You can also imagine an authority figure yawning. That'll do it. Yeah, somebody you have, I'm sure you have a slight fear of. You see them yawning. That'll help you. Or pretend to take a bite out of an apple. That'll help too. Good. The body sort of comes back after that stretch. And now, very quickly, and I'm not going to take you through the whole one of these. I'll save this for Saturday maybe if you come to the workshop. But this is called the breath of fire. And again, you don't want to do this one while you're driving. So, all right. So you're going to be breathing through your mouth. Your mouth is going to dry fairly quickly, depending on how much water you've had today, or how much coffee you've had today. When your mouth dries, just nibble on the end of your tongue like that, and you'll activate your salivary gland. Yeah, and just re-moisten as you need to. But you're going to be breathing in and out through the mouth. Yeah? And the sounds, has anyone ever done the breath of fire before? Okay. And the sounds, even though you're not going to be making sounds at first, are hoo, ho, ha, he. Want to say that with me? Hoo, ho, ha, he. Now pay attention to those shapes inside your mouth while you're saying that. Hoo, ho, ha, he. What's happening inside your mouth? And really try to hollow out those sounds as much as you can. Hoo, ho, ha, he. Yeah, now through hoo, you're going to breathe in and out quickly like, and then ho, ha, and then he. Okay, so you got and out, out, and out, and out, and you're only doing it as fast as you can move your tongue. Out, and out, and out. It's a pant. It's a pant. A quick in and out. Suck it in and blow it out. On whole hockey. Nice, deep, cleansing breath. This is when you dump all that negative stuff you've been having in your mind all day. And just erase the chalkboard in your mind. Reset your clock. Don't do it any faster than you can move your tummy. You don't need any hyperventilation. Good. Stop for a moment. Re-moisten your mouths. Have a little short stretch. Good. Nibble on your tongues. Re-moisten your mouth. Okay. Now we're going to, when we come back, we're going to do it again. I'm going to work for speed. And what that means is that you're going to start at whatever the speed was that you began on Kuho Haki, and you're just going to start to pick up the tempo. You know, and then you're going to find a peak speed, and then you'll slow that down again until you're silent. Yeah, so everybody's going to begin and end, or we'll end together, which will end at a different time. When you're done, have yes, sir.
What are the words again?
Hoo, ho, ha, he. Hoo, ho, ha, he. Hoo, ho, ha. Got it? He. Got it. So, just this is the Reader's Digest version. Please take longer. This is, as I'm thinking, does anyone know what I mean when I say Reader's Digest version? It's condensed. You take longer, but you're going to start. Until you're stopped. Yeah? Ready? Ready to begin? Mouths moist. And begin. And your peak speed is when you can't keep your tummy up with what you're doing. It doesn't be a full movement, but it has to be responding to what you're doing. Remember, it's in and out on each mouth position, not just one. And that peak speed. out, moisten to the stretch. And a yawn if you can trigger them. Good. Yawns are good. Yawns are great. Yeah. All right, and so now we're going to do that one more time, but now as you pick up the speed, you're going to bring the voice in. Now, don't abandon that wonderful sort of primal sort of pant that you had in the morning. You lie down out here, you're just in time for some breath of fire. As you pick up the tempo, you're just going to bring the voice in. But when you bring the voice in, you're going to be tempted to kind of make the breath more sort of linear and nice. Don't. Let it be sort of a ragged thing. So it'll be sort of like, again, this is shorter, you take longer. Until you're silent again. And, yeah, got that? All right, repeat it again. Moisten your mouths. Ready, nibble on those tongues, activate that spit. And you didn't get the fart speech, but you're allowed to fart. I have no quarter. All right, so whenever you're ready, begin. Hupo haki. Silent at first. Get that breath established first before you bring the voice in. And then just let the voice ride in that established sort of wild, out of control pant. And let the breath lead the voice. We're going to come to a standing position, but you're going to first turn over onto your bellies, but do not move, even if you're moving a pinky. Be exhaling when you're moving, meaning that if you're inhaling, fine, just rest in whatever position you want to. But when you're ready again to move, make sure you're exhaling. Everything, even when you're coming up to a standing position, be in an exhale. And you're using your exhale in the way that when rockets are launched, all the fire that's coming out of the bottom, the explosion, that's kind of how you're using your exhale. You're using it to empower what your body's doing. So even if you're just moving a pinky, be in an exhale. And then just rest until you're ready to move again. But you'll go over to your tummies first, then onto your knees, and then however getting up works for you. But just make sure you're exhaling when you're actually moving. Please, that makes sense. Go for it. Every move, exhale. Every move, exhale. Every move, pausing in between. Just find a nice restful position if you're not quite where you want to be. You don't have to move on every breath. Just be breathing and exhaling when you are moving. Take your time, especially if you're feeling a little lightheaded. Because you can't fall off the floor. But fall onto the floor while you're standing. Make sure you're exhaling if you're moving. Pause and breathe normally when you're not. And when you're up and standing, you're going to walk onto the stage. Only walk when you're exhaling, so just use that exhale to propel you through space. And take that practice all the way onto the stage with you. Just make sure you're engaged in a nice exhale when you're moving. Stop, pause, lean on the wall, whatever you need to do. And when you're ready to move again, take some steps while you're exhaling. you're moving, exhale. Relax between movements. Hold yourself like a statue. Comfortable.